There is something many people over 50 never hear until much later in life. Your kidneys can slowly lose function for years while your body still feels mostly normal. No dramatic warning, no sudden emergency, just quiet changes that gradually become harder to ignore. And that is exactly why so many people miss the early signs. The kidneys are constantly working behind the scenes. Every day, they filter waste from the blood, regulate fluid levels, help balance minerals, support healthy blood pressure, and assist in producing hormones your body depends on. They do all of this quietly, without demanding attention. In fact, the kidneys are so resilient that a person can lose a large amount of kidney function before realizing something is wrong. That is why the body often whispers before it ever screams. Today, I want to talk about 7 silent warning signs many people overlook. These signs do not always mean serious kidney problems are present, but when they appear consistently, especially together, they deserve attention. The first warning sign is changes in urination. For many people, this is where the earliest clues begin. Some start waking up more often during the night to use the bathroom. Others notice the urine suddenly looks foamy or bubbly in a way that was not there before. Sometimes the color becomes darker, almost tea-colored, while other people notice the opposite problem and begin urinating more frequently with unusually pale urine. These changes can happen slowly, which is why many people ignore them. Healthy kidneys carefully filter the blood while keeping important substances like protein inside the body. When those filters become strained, small amounts of protein may leak into the urine, creating persistent foam. The kidneys also regulate fluid balance with remarkable precision. When that system becomes disrupted, bathroom habits often change long before major symptoms appear. What concerns many health professionals is that people frequently dismiss these signs as aging, stress, or simply drinking too much water before bed. But when changes continue for weeks or months, they should not be ignored. The second warning sign is swelling. This is another symptom people commonly explain away. You may notice your socks leaving deeper marks around your ankles. Shoes may suddenly feel tighter by evening. Rings may no longer fit comfortably. Some people wake up with puffiness around the eyes or swelling in the face. Many assume this is simply from salt, warm weather, poor sleep, or standing too long. And sometimes that is true. But the kidneys are deeply involved in removing excess fluid from the body. When they are struggling, fluid may begin collecting in the tissues. Often this starts in the lower legs and feet because gravity pulls fluid downward throughout the day. Overnight, fluid can redistribute toward the face and eyes while lying down. One important thing to remember is that swelling caused by kidney strain is not always solved by drinking less water. In fact, chronic dehydration can place additional stress on the kidneys and make the situation worse. The issue is not always how much fluid enters the body. Sometimes the problem is how effectively the kidneys are processing and removing it. The third warning sign is persistent fatigue. Almost everyone feels tired sometimes, but many people with declining kidney function describe a deeper kind of exhaustion. They sleep through the night, yet still wake up drained. Small daily activities suddenly feel harder. Walking upstairs becomes more tiring. Concentration weakens. Motivation drops. This can happen because healthy kidneys help support red blood cell production. When kidney function declines, the body may produce fewer red blood cells, meaning less oxygen reaches the muscles and tissues. At the same time, waste products the kidneys normally remove may begin building up gradually in the bloodstream. That buildup can affect energy levels, focus, sleep quality, and even mood. Some people describe feeling mentally foggy or emotionally worn down without understanding why. Others notice they feel colder than everyone else around them or become short of breath more easily during normal activities. Because fatigue is so common, many people never consider the possibility that the kidneys could be involved. The fourth warning sign is changes in the skin. The skin often reflects what is happening internally long before people realize it. Some individuals experience ongoing itching that does not improve with creams or allergy medications. Others notice their skin appears duller, drier, or slightly discolored compared to before. In some cases, there may not even be a visible rash, just persistent irritation that becomes frustrating over time. The kidneys help remove waste and maintain mineral balance throughout the body. When those systems become disrupted, the skin can begin reacting in subtle ways. Some people also bruise more easily than before, or notice the skin seems thinner and more fragile. These changes are often gradual, which is why they are easy to dismiss as normal aging. But persistent skin changes alongside fatigue, swelling, or urination changes may be worth discussing with a healthcare professional. The fifth warning sign is appetite and taste changes. This symptom often develops slowly and quietly. Food may suddenly seem less appealing. Some people notice a strange metallic taste in the mouth or feel mild nausea in the morning without understanding why. Others simply stop enjoying meals the way they once did. As waste products accumulate in the body, they can affect the digestive system and alter taste perception. Some people unintentionally lose weight because they no longer feel hungry as often. Friends and family may even compliment the weight loss without realizing the body could be signaling that something deeper needs attention. The sixth warning sign is muscle cramps and poor sleep. Many adults over 50 experience occasional leg cramps, especially at night. But frequent painful cramping may sometimes point to mineral imbalance. The kidneys help regulate electrolytes like calcium, sodium, magnesium, and phosphorus. When those minerals become unbalanced, muscles may contract abnormally. People often wake suddenly during the night with intense cramps in the calves or feet. Sleep becomes interrupted repeatedly, which then worsens daytime exhaustion and brain fog. Over time, this cycle can quietly affect overall quality of life. The seventh warning sign is rising blood pressure that becomes harder to control. The kidneys play a major role in regulating blood pressure throughout the body. When kidney function begins declining, blood pressure may slowly rise or become more difficult to manage. Some people suddenly need additional medications after years of stability. At the same time, high blood pressure itself can damage the delicate blood vessels inside the kidneys, creating a cycle where each problem worsens the other. This is one reason routine monitoring becomes so important after age 50, especially for people living with diabetes or hypertension. What makes kidney disease especially dangerous is how silently it progresses. For most people, there is no single dramatic moment where everything suddenly changes. Kidney function may slowly decline over many years while life continues normally. And because the body adapts so well, many people assume everything is fine simply because they are still functioning day to day. Two of the most common causes of kidney damage are diabetes and high blood pressure. Both conditions slowly affect the tiny blood vessels responsible for filtering waste. That is why regular testing matters so much. Simple blood and urine tests can often detect early changes long before severe symptoms appear. There are also everyday habits that quietly increase stress on the kidneys over time. One major example is long-term overuse of pain relievers like ibuprofen and naproxen. These medications are common and useful when taken appropriately, but frequent long-term use can reduce blood flow to the kidneys in some individuals. Certain supplements may also create unnecessary strain when used excessively. Many people assume that if something is natural, it must automatically be harmless. But the kidneys still need to process everything entering the body. Hydration is another area people often underestimate. The kidneys rely on proper fluid intake to remove waste efficiently. Some people spend years drinking mostly coffee, tea, soda, or alcohol while barely drinking water throughout the day. Others intentionally avoid water because they worry about bloating or frequent bathroom trips. Over time, chronic low-level dehydration may increase stress on the kidneys. One simple way to monitor hydration is urine color. Pale yellow usually suggests adequate hydration, while darker urine often signals the body needs more fluids. Protecting kidney health usually comes down to consistent daily habits rather than extreme changes. Managing blood sugar carefully can help reduce long-term stress on the kidneys. Maintaining healthy blood pressure is equally important. Reducing excessive sodium intake can also support both blood pressure and fluid balance. Many people consume far more sodium than they realize through packaged foods, restaurant meals, sauces, and processed snacks. Regular movement helps more than many people think. You do not need intense exercise routines. Even daily walking can improve circulation, support blood pressure, help regulate blood sugar, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Smoking is another major factor that affects kidney health because it damages blood vessels throughout the entire body, including the delicate vessels inside the kidneys. If your body has been showing some of these signs consistently, especially alongside diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family history of kidney problems, it may be worth discussing kidney testing with a healthcare professional. The important thing is not panic. The important thing is awareness. Kidney problems are often much more manageable when detected early. Your kidneys work quietly every single day without asking for recognition. And because they stay silent for so long, many people assume nothing is wrong until the damage becomes difficult to reverse. Pay attention to the smaller signals your body may be sending: changes in urination, swelling, fatigue, persistent itching, muscle cramps, appetite changes, rising blood pressure. These symptoms do not always mean kidney disease is present, but they are reminders that the body should never be ignored simply because the changes seem small. The kidneys usually whisper long before they begin struggling loudly, and listening earlier can make all the difference.